has your family been through?
Hell and back. It's like my heart been torn apart, and I don't know how to mend it. He need to turn himself in before I find him. Because I don't know what I'd do if I see him.
A mystery out of Clinton Township. A woman stabbed to death and no sign of her killer, but the woman's family has their eye on someone close to her.
Well, Shamekia Kelly wanted to be a nurse, but she never got that chance. Her family says she was found stabbed to death at the Lakeside Village Apartments in Clinton Township, right across from the old Lakeside Mall.
We was trying to reach her, going to voicemail, and her job did a welfare check on her, and that's when they discovered her deceased in her apartment.
The young woman who was killed was on again, off again with a boyfriend for about 4 years. They are strongly pointing the finger at him tonight.
She was a loving person. She didn't deserve this at all. She was my big sister, and I want justice for her.
Now, Shamekia's dad, who we talked to, said that police told them that they were waiting on forensic analysis of the scene. It's quite possible that's what police were waiting for before they move in on a suspect.
And I just want to urge these young ladies that domestic violence is just not always abuse as physical. It can start from isolation.
Hey lovelies, how's it going? Hope all is well. Welcome back. You all know I spend a lot of time digging through details, researching cases, and trying to figure out what is legit and what's not. So when I heard about an app that claims you can actually earn money by playing games, I wanted to see if it actually worked. That's where today's sponsor, Freecash, comes in.
Freecash is a free app where you can earn real money by playing mobile games and completing offers. The process is simple. Sign up, complete the offers, and cash out your earnings. They have a 4.6 star rating with more than 290,000 reviews on Trustpilot and completing offers.
After signing up, I went through the Earn tab just to see what they had to offer. And trust me, there are plenty things to choose from, probably games you already play on your downtime.
Before you start, make sure you allow app tracking. This is really important because they use app tracking to monitor your progress and make sure you're rewarded for the milestones you complete. Once that's enabled, you can start the offer and begin earning.
It's something you can easily do while relaxing, watching TV, or whenever you have a few minutes alone.
Also, shout out to Freecash for gifting me $50. Once you're ready to cash out, the process is really straightforward. I chose my bank, entered my email address, and received a notification that the money will be available within 2 days.
Because I have viewers all over, please understand the app may look different, however, it functions the same. Try Freecash yourself by clicking the link in the description or scanning the QR code. When you start your first offer through my link, you'll get a $10 bonus. There's also a referral feature built in the app, so if you enjoy your time, you can also send it to a friend or family member and receive a bonus while doing it. Use the link below or scan your QR code to claim your $10 offer. Again, thank you so much to Freecash for sponsoring today's episode. Now let's get back into the case.
Before her name became associated with the homicide investigation, Shamekia Kelly was a woman who lived with compassion, ambition, and an enormous heart. Raised on Detroit's East, she was the oldest daughter among 6 siblings and played an important role in her family. She loved spending time with those she cared about and found joy in life's simple pleasures. Whether she was traveling, attending concerts, trying new restaurants, cooking meals for family, or making TikTok videos, Shamekia embraced life with enthusiasm. And music was one of the many things that brought her happiness.
Sometimes it's hard to tell, so you may not be in the mood to learn.
She was a joy to be around, and everyone loved being in her company. Shamekia graduated from Finney High School and later attended Wayne County Community College. She went on to build a career in healthcare, dedicating herself to caring for others while pursuing her dream of becoming a registered nurse. Before her death, she worked for Corewell Health in Southeast Michigan and had spent more than a decade serving patients in the medical field. One of her favorite quotes was, "If you have enough energy to swim back to shore, then you didn't swim hard enough going out."
She was a joy. She brought joy to our family. She was in nursing school. She loved to care for people. She worked as a tech for over 10 years. And it's hurtful to see her gone.
The quote reflected the way she lived her life. She believed in working hard, pushing through challenges, and giving her all in everything she did, whether it was caring for patients, supporting her family, or pursuing her education. Although she never had children of her own, she was a devoted aunt who loved her nieces and nephews dearly, often caring for them so her sisters could rest. Known for her loving, selfless nature, she always put others first. Her compassionate spirit also shaped her career as a certified nursing assistant. She worked at several hospitals, including St. John Hospital, where she worked for 8 years, Crowell Health for 3 years, and Henry Ford Hospital. Helping others was more than a job. It was her calling, according to her family. While working in healthcare, she continued pursuing her dream of becoming a registered nurse and was on track to earn her degree in 2026. She dreamed of moving to Arizona one day, a place she loved and hoped to call home. Those close to her believed her future was bright. She had plans, goals, and a compassionate heart that touched everyone around her. However, in 2022, she began a relationship that eventually caused concern among some family members. Relatives say they did not know everything about the relationship and were not fully aware of what occurred behind closed doors. However, they allege that he gradually reduced communication between her and her family to the point where she would whisper on the phone when talking to them.
When we would be on the phone, she would be like whispering, like she's scared to voice herself or rushing me off the phone.
And I just want to urge these young ladies that domestic violence is just not always abuse as physical. It can start from isolation.
Al Fairfax grew up in Detroit and spent his adult life working steady construction and labor jobs. During his time with Shamekia, their relationship moved in an on and off pattern, and her communication with others naturally narrowed as the two became more insular. Behind that surface, Fairfax carried a criminal history that stretched over 20 years, beginning when he turned 18 in 2004. Michigan records show he had at least 3 separate felony convictions on different dates, which is the requirement for being classified as a habitual offender. He moved through her world quietly, a little out of place, while she loved him without hesitation. To most, he looked like a man who worked, kept his circle small, and stayed out of the way. But beneath that was a past marked by instability. While her family never saw signs of physical abuse, they were concerned about the relationship she was in and the impact it seemed to have on her. They shared their worries but respected her independence and decisions.
She wasn't coming home with like a black eye or nothing. We never saw nothing like that. But it was more so like mentally, like toxic relationships was done in the dark, gonna always come to the light. So whatever you think you're doing, you think you're getting away with it, you're not.
True to her kind and trusting nature, she always tried to see the best in others and often gave people the benefit of the doubt. The couple's relationship was on and off for 4 years. In a Facebook post on January 27, 2026, she reflected on the challenges and growth she had experienced over the previous 5 years. Among the comments was a message from her then boyfriend who wrote, "The most solid, motivated, beautiful young lady I've ever met. Great soul, mind, body, and spirit. it. Despite the affection expressed in the post, the relationship ended once again shortly afterward, and the couple went their separate ways. It's unclear how he viewed the status of the relationship at the time. What was clear was that she had shifted into her own lane. She started posting solo dates, nights out with friends, workouts with her sisters, and getting ready for her graduation.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. So come with me. I'm about to hit this track. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Gotta put my Shamekia Kelly on. I'm warming up with my first round of walking. And then at this point, I'm just getting used to it. Hitting these inclines is what really helps. I can't believe this old man passed me up, y'all, but y'all know I'm still getting back to it, so I had to do a little power walking to try to catch up. And let this vitamin D hit me from the sun. This is the end result when I'm done doing my miles. A little clip of the track again. I gotta keep that water, stay hydrated. And then I just did a little selfie. At this point, I was just trying to work the camera for y'all. But I selfie. And post-workout, I'm back at home. And yeah. So at this point, I'm tired. Got the last selfie in, and yeah, happy October. Day 10. Come with me on this solo lunch date on this beautiful Saturday. So I decided to go to Black Rock. I haven't been here in like forever. Started with the lunch special. Started with my appetizer with the Caesar salad. Got a drink. It was so good. And then she brought out the steak, the mac and cheese, and the lobster tail. And I wasn't expecting to cook my own food. Like I said, it's been forever since I've been here. But yeah, it was good. Medium well. The lobster tail, second drink. And yes, solo dates are sometimes the best. Enjoy yourself.
Sadly, the comment now carries a haunting significance. Just 2 months later, Shamekia was found murdered inside her Clinton Township apartment. Prosecutors would later charge that same man in connection with her death. In late March 2026, family members began noticing something unusual. She was not answering phone calls or text messages. At first, they were concerned but not alarmed. As a healthcare worker who frequently worked overnight shifts, it was common for her to sleep through much of the day after work. There had been times before when she was difficult to reach because of her demanding schedule. However, as more time passed without any contact, concern continued to grow. The situation became more serious when her employer noticed that she had failed to return to work. After coworkers and loved ones could not reach her, a welfare check was requested at her apartment in Clinton Township's Lakeside Village Apartments. For most residents, Lakeside Village Apartments was the kind of place where life stayed predictable. The community offered a fitness center, a well-kept pool, walking paths, and a clubhouse that hosted small neighborhood gatherings. Families liked the playground, working adults liked the easy parking and the quick access to nearby shopping. Clinton Township has pockets of property crime and violent crime, but compared to surrounding urban areas, it's generally viewed as steady and manageable. Residents move through their days with the quiet confidence that whatever happened in the wider region rarely spilled into their own hallways.
We was trying to reach her, going to voicemail, and her job did a welfare check on her, and that's when they discovered her deceased in her apartment. She was a loving person. She didn't deserve this at all. She was my big sister, and I want justice for her.
That is why what unfolded inside that apartment stood out immediately. The scene didn't resemble the routine calls officers handled in Clinton Township. Even in a community familiar with crime, this case stood apart. It was quiet, controlled, and already finished by the time first responders arrived. When authorities entered the residence, they discovered the 36-year-old nursing student deceased inside her home. According to prosecutors, she had suffered multiple stab wounds to her chest. The news devastated her family, who had spent days trying to understand why she had suddenly disappeared. Investigators launched a homicide investigation and began gathering evidence. During the initial investigation, detectives discovered that her vehicle, cell phone, and keys were missing from the apartment. Although her family immediately suspected her boyfriend, no charges were filed at the time of her death in March. Police continued investigating the case for nearly 3 months before gathering sufficient evidence to make an arrest. During that period, little little information was released publicly. One of the only media reports appeared on April 1st when the WWJ newsroom reported that investigators believed a suspect remained at large in the area.
This is WWJ All Local.
An investigation continues in Clinton Township following the stabbing death of a woman. WWJ's Charlie Langton joining us live with more. Charlie.
Yeah, good morning, Jackie. That's right. Clinton Township police continue to search for a suspect who stabbed 36-year-old Shamekia Kelly to death in her Lakeside Village apartments. The apartment complex, they issued a statement. They say, they quote police saying that this stabbing was an isolated incident and likely domestic related. And Kelly's family believes that an ex-boyfriend should be questioned. However, still no suspect has been arrested. And police responded to a welfare check. They found Kelly stabbed and believed to have been in her apartment, dead for days. Reporting live, Charlie Langton, WWJ News Radio 950.
As the investigation progressed, authorities allegedly connected Fairfax to the theft and possession of those items, as well as to Kelly's fatal stabbing. After reviewing the evidence, Clinton Township Police concluded that Fairfax allegedly killed Kelly before stealing her vehicle, phone, and keys. On June 11th, Fairfax was arraigned, where he was denied bond. He returned to court on June 23rd for a probable cause conference. Authorities believe this was a planned act. Fairfax has been charged with first-degree premeditated murder, felony murder, unlawful driving away of a motor vehicle, larceny in a building, and habitual offender. Court proceedings are still ongoing as the case continues to move through the legal process. Based on the Macomb County Prosecutor's Office press release, her vehicle, cell phone, and keys remained unrecovered at the time the information was released, with no update or indication that any of these items have been located. For her family, the criminal case is only part of the story. What they remember most is not the violence that ended her life, but the life she lived before it. They remember a woman who loved her family, cared for her patients, adored her nieces and nephews, and worked tirelessly to become a nurse. As of this writing, no new updates have been released in the case. If you have any information that could help investigators, please contact local authorities. Even the smallest tip could make a difference.
This is extremely devastating. I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayers with her family and friends. I wrote this story with one of her sisters. I hope you all got to know more about her and her journey and the things that she wanted to accomplish while she was here. These stories are to help each other. Listen to these mothers, listen to these fathers, listen to these sisters, listen to these brothers that I feature on here. Aunties, uncles, everybody that experience these things and they want better for other people. They have a very long journey ahead of them. Right now, I do not see any pleas being put into the system, so I don't know if he is going with a guilty or a non-guilty. Just know that this case is not over, which is very devastating. So you all let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below. Let's please be respectful in the comments. Let's respect the friends, the family, and the victim. I thank you all so much for watching. I haven't talked to you all at the end of a video in a little while, so I just want to tell you all I love you all dearly. And with that being said, please don't forget to check on your loved ones.